Hi there. I just thought I'd make a short video that possibly could be helpful for the first time Ivobase user or using the Ivobase flasks for investment. Really, there's not too much departure from the traditional investing procedures, although when you look at everything all at once, I guess it could be daunting in saying, what are all these parts for? So the flask is pretty much a twin of each other. There's a mirror image of each other. So really the lower flask could be either one. And we have our knockout plate as we would on a brass flask. I have Vaselined the inside of these flasks prior to this video. So there is some Vaseline here that will ease on the deflasking of the prosthetic. And today we're going to invest a full upper denture, really basic. We have two other objects here, these sprue formers. Excuse me, these sprue formers. One is a half and one is a full. For the first section, we'll use the half and insert it in its location here. It just kind of locks in position. Like any investing, neatness and cleanliness is the most important. I think all the time, especially in Ivobase. Now, Ivobase is the injecting unit. It'll come with 3 types of acrylic that we can inject. The Ivobase High Impact, the Ivobase Hybrid, and the IvoCap, which is their traditional acrylic. So for this one, since it's simple, the first one, we'll use the IvoCap acrylic. The difference is we will not need to put a venting for this prosthetic. There will be no air vents during the injection. And I'll post what that is in a future video, but this is just the IvoCap, which will be the easiest for the beginner because it's pretty much straightforward to investing in the regular split pack. So here we have our full upper denture. Now I've soaked the model in water. This will facilitate taking it off the mounting without potentially cracking the model or destroying the mounting. So I've taken it off the mounting here. And then instead of Vaseline, I'm going to use a water glass or a sodium silicate separator. You could use Vaseline, but possibly from my dental technology journey, I've always used the water glass, and I find it takes less space. And I guess sodium silicate is the technical term, but it's probably, I think it's an egg preserver as well. So you could use a full mix of stone or plaster. There's obviously small departures from investing that everyone has their own, let's say, method. But for this demonstration, I'm going to use a 50-50 plaster and stone mixture, kind of hand manipulating it to make sure there's no air bubbles down in the bottom corners. This flask takes a little bit more plaster and stone medium than the brass flasks. And then this little vent at the front, I'm going to fill with stone. If we're doing the acrylic 1 and 2, Ivobase acrylic, we'll put a wax block in there that we would later block out and vent with the aerator piece that will go in there. But for the IvoCap, straight basic investing. I have the full upper denture. I haven't introduced it to the lower section here. And again, somewhat in the middle of the flask, maybe 10 millimeters from the front. Sometimes this can't be achieved because of the size of the arch. But this flask usually accommodates most size arches. This is a little bit small or medium to small. Be careful, I don't want to bury that. There we go. And then I'll take the leftover stone. And naturally, there's always a little bit of a displacement visual here. Obviously, don't overfill. Now, we're always used to having this at the same level as the flask in the split packing, which I guess is a habit. So Preferably, we'd have the flash go straight out. It doesn't have to travel far. But with the Ivobase injector, the Ivocap acrylic, there'll be zero flash. This is injected under pressure, so therefore, no. A little bit of stone. I'll clean that up later. No flash, no vertical dimension change in the denture. So this half sprue stays in place and will be at the same level as the base of the model, as you can see here. Once the stone sets, I'll reintroduce the full sprue former for the top half and then wax from here to the palette. What else do we have here in the Ivobase flask? We have this little air hockey puck. That's what it reminds me of. But I mean, this is our knockout plate for deflasking. So we can set that aside. And we have our injector couple here where we will have our acrylic, which I have pre-mixed. We have our acrylic, and it's going to be put in here with the injector nipple attached to it. I've left it closed for now for this part of the video. So once again, the half moon stays in place. We have our full moon, we have our knockout plate we put aside, and the injector couples for injecting, we'll put that aside. And we have a couple of clips that hold the two sections of the flask together, and we will put those on once we go to do the second layer of investing. So we'll just, to facilitate this, I'll come back, either in the same video I'll cut out and edit, or we'll just have part 2, and I'll put it in the playlist. So we'll just let that set. Again, neatness is the key. We don't want to step on the border of the flask. Really, there is no difference here to regular split packing investment other than this half sprue former that we've put in the back section of the flask, maintaining it in place here.